Please be seated. Honorable Salma Ashibala Musavi, Minister of International Relations and Trade, Honorable Emmanuel Shikongo, Governor of Omusati Region, Honorable Matthew Njala, Deputy Mayor of Utabi, local authority and constituency councillors present, Honorable Eginus Njala, former Governor of the Omusati Region, traditional leaders, distinguished CEOs and representatives of the private sector, captains of industry, senior government officials of ministries and agencies, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning. My name is Ambassador Humphrey Kaiseb, a Deputy Director in the Department of Bilateral Relations and Cooperation in the Ministry of International Relations and Trade, and I'm standing in for Ms. Berda Makali, who is our outgoing Director of Information and Research, responsible for public diplomacy in the Ministry of International Relations and Trade. This morning, I have the privilege to be the Director of Proceedings to ensure the smooth running of the program for the 11th Ministerial Regional Business Engagement by the Ministry of International Relations and Trade in collaboration with the Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy. Let me take this opportunity to also welcome our viewers online as we are live streaming this important engagement via the NBC One channel and also on YouTube. This live streaming is made possible through a smart partnership entered into between the Ministry of International Relations and Trade and the Namibian Broadcasting Corporation, NBC. We want to thank the national broadcaster for coming on board to ensure that no one gets left out from this important engagement and that our audiences can follow the proceedings online, whether it's from the comfort of their houses, offices, or on their mobile devices, and from anywhere else in the world. NBC is truly ours, as the slogan goes. A brief background of why we are here. This year, in June 2025, Honorable Minister of International Relations and Trade officially launched trade under the African Continental Free Trade Area, the AfCFTA. There, we witnessed the historical event whereby Namibia's first export of salt to the Federal Republic of Nigeria was the first trade under the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfCFTA, in Walvis Bay, Erongo region. Following the launch of trade under the African Continental Free Trade Area, the Ministry of International Relations and Trade, in conjunction with the Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy, thought it wise to commence with the regional business engagement to provide information about the continental market. These engagements serve as a critical platform for direct dialogue between government officials and the private sector, including the SMEs, to understand your challenges, pinpoint and hear your inputs on the type of government support you will require to take advantage of this opportunity. Just for a few statistics, it is estimated that within 25 years, within the African continent, we will have roughly 400 million people in Nigeria alone. Right now, there are Egypt, Ethiopia, and DRC are having already more than 100 million people. So within Africa, you can see there is a growing market, and in a couple of decades, our situation will be much stronger. So far, we have covered 10 regions. The first engagement took place in Erongo region, followed by Osojon-Juba region, followed by Sambesi, followed by Kavango East and West regions, Paras region, Hardab region, and Kunene region. This is the 11th engagement. This morning we are in Otabi, Omusati region, known for agriculture in a region that also serves as a gateway to the Ruacana Falls and as a gateway to the regions of southern Angola. Let me see whether we have many captains of industries here. By just show of hands. We were waiting for the captains of industry to arise, and that's why we're a little bit delayed. Can you show some hands? Business people? There are many hands coming up, yeah. Thank you so much for your indulgence to sacrifice other engagements and to join us today. We will have a brief program this morning. Next, let me call the Minister of International Relations and Trade to next, let us get the welcoming from the Deputy Mayor of Otabi. Sorry. Thank you. Can you welcome him with applause?
Thank you very much, Director of Strengths. My name, as it's mentioned, I'm Matthew Njala, Deputy Mayor of Otapi Town Council. I'm given the simple task just to welcoming you in Otapi Town. Honorable Ashipala, Minister of International Relations and Trade, Honorable Emmanuel Shikongo, Governor of Omusati Region, and the Regional Council are present here, Local Authority, Mr. Linux Ruina, Chief Trade Promotion Officer, Ministry of International Relations and Trade, Mr. Rhino Mulande, Manager, Stakeholder Relations and CSR, Cooperative and Breeding Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board. Ms. Saya Shivandu, Senior Guest and Exercise Officer, Rules and Origin Namibia Revenue Agency. Mr. Pinehas Signola, Deputy Director, Industrial Development, Minister of Industry and Industry, Mine and Energy. Mr. Emmanuel Nafere, representing Chief Regional Officer, Omusati Region. Distinguished guests, business owners, let me recognize the presence of our former Governor of Omusati Region, Honorable Ergins Njala. Good morning. It is within a great pride and joy that I'm welcoming you all to Outapi Town for this important ministerial regional business engagement. Today is a meaningful step in our shared journey toward building a strong economy, supporting regional development, and shaping trade policies that include the voices of our local business. A special and heartful welcoming guest to Honorable Selm Ashpala Musai, Minister of International Relations and Trade. Your presence here shows the government's strong commitment to working closely with community and ensuring that national trade strategies reflect the daily expenses of our people. We are truly honored to host you in Outapi. I am also wish to acknowledge Honorable Emmanuel Sikongo, our Governor of Omusati region. Your leadership continues to guide and inspire our region toward growth and resilience. We are deeply appreciate your support to local business and your dedications to regional progress. Let me also thank the hardworking staff from all participating ministries and agencies. Your effort in ongoing, presenting and making this engagement possible are highly valued. Your commitment to help business growth and succeed to making all really difference. Most important, I want to recognize the business community of Outapi who are here today. You are heart of our town, strong, creative, and determined your daily work, your growth, business, and your strong community values made Outapi a place full of promise. This engagement is for you and because of you. We are proud to highlight your potential and ensure your voice helps shape the future of trade and industry in Namibia. Let us also think of these who could not join us today. The idea, knowledge, and the support we are going here should be shared beyond this room. Let us take what we learn and pass it on the fellow in entrepreneurship, colleagues, and community members. Together, we can build a more inclusive economy that benefits everyone. Let this engagement be more than just a meeting. Let it be a spark for change and space for collaboration and celebration of business spirit that drives our region toward. Once again, welcome to Outapi. May today's discussion be productive and may the outcome help build a strong, more competitive Namibian economy. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Matthews Njala, Deputy Mayor of Otabi. Danki Unene. Next, we will call the Honorable Governor of Omusati Region, Honorable Emmanuel Shikongo.
Anota Monica Fatira man. Oshitiri piano. Yeah. Director of Ceremony, Ambassador Humphrey Gaiseb, Honorable Ambassador Selma Ashipala Musavi, our able Minister of International Relations and Trade, Honorable Regional Councillors present, and Tate Mateo na Tate na Fele, and the PA, I'm not seeing you. That's not how we caucus. We agreed that you should be closer, so that when the governor needs your support, he must be able to locate you. Thank you very much. So, Honorable Regional and the Local Authority Councillor, where's Honorable Gabriel? Because he should be representing the chairperson, because the chairperson is not around, and the chairperson cannot be seated on the back of the hall. Honorable Regional Councillor and the Local Authority Councillors present here today, Mr. Gervasius Kashindi, represented by Mr. Nafele, the one I called from the back to be somewhere closer. Commissioner Ismail Basson, represented by my brother Tate Kangono. Honorable Elginus Njala, my senior brother, welcome Tatekuru. There is a topic that myself and you need to engage the minister on. Now that you are around, I'm happy. Honorable Selma Asino, the regional councillor of this particular constituency with the other honorable councillors. Dear head of institutions represented here today, business community in your different categories and capacity, our valued customers, our valued partners in development, media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Are we happy? It's very rare. Okukalo ntumba pamwe na minister, unene tusha show international relations. So therefore, we need to be happy because we are also connected globally. So what we are going to say here will be marketed elsewhere outside Namibia. Today is a proud and a meaningful day for the Omusati region. The presence of honorable minister and senior official from key ministries is more than a formality. It is a powerful sign of commitment, a commitment to listen, to engage, and to work hand in hand with our business community. This kind of dialogue is vital. It helps shape policies that reflect our lived experience and unlock real opportunities. Today's engagement is more than just a meeting of mind. It is a call to action. The African Continental Free Trade Area is not a distant concept. It is a present-day opportunity for Namibia and for Omusati to rise, transform, and integrate meaningfully into the continental economy. With the completion of the export processing zone at Omahenene border post, we are opening new doors for trade with our neighbors, which is Angola. And with the opening of the Ochivarunda-Naruvanda Gate, we are welcoming the world to experience the beauty and culture of our region. Omusati holds a unique geographic advantage. We are strategically positioned at the crossroad with Angola, and that is not small things. That is not a small thing. Through the African Continental Free Trade Area, we can turn this position into power. We can become a logistic hub. We can become a leading agricultural exporter, and we can become a key player in cross-border commerce. As we are not stopping there, the completion of Uis Korihas Kamanyab Road will further strengthen our trade link between Angola. And the establishment of a track port in Ruakana constituency will ensure that goods move faster, smoother, and more efficiently than ever before. Our agricultural potential is immense, from crop production to livestock development. Omusati is undergoing a transformation. The new cattle feedlot at Etunda irrigation scheme is set to boost livestock production. Livestock production in Northern Communal area. This is part of a broader package that includes upgrade to abattoirs in Opuo, Outapi, quarantine and veterinary facilities in Omusati region, Kavango region, and as well as Zambezi region. And the construction of an artificial insemination center in Oshikoto will also help this feedlot. We are also breaking news. We are also breaking new ground with the commercial production and the harvesting of table grape, a proof that our region is ready to expand into new agricultural horizons. We must open doors for our small-scale farmers and emerging entrepreneurs to access international markets. This is not a luxury, it is a necessity. I strongly advocate for a regional budget that will enable this individual to travel, learn, and participate in business exchange programs across Namibia and beyond. Exposure leads to growth, and mentorship programs to build confidence in our entrepreneurs. Let us give our people the tools to succeed. Honorable Minister, this engagement today must not be a once-off event. It should be the beginning of a continued conversation between ministries and the business communities. We need regular consultation, mentorship programs, and platforms where ideas can be shared, especially for small-scale farmers and the startup. Mentorship is the key. Let us build a culture of support and knowledge sharing that strengthen our local economy from the ground up. We must do more to educate and encourage small businesses to register formally. Registration is the gateway to funding, partnership, and growth. I call on BIPA and all relevant institutions to simplify and speed up the registration processes. Let us make it easier for our entrepreneur to take that important step forward. I call on all stakeholders, either government, ourselves, private sector, and civil society, to actively support our business owners by providing them with real opportunities. When we empower local businesses, we encourage reinvestment right here in Omusati. That is how we should build a sustainable economy, by believing in our own people and giving them the necessary and giving them the space to thrive. Honorable Minister, the amendment to the Procurement Act will create opportunities for both formal and informal businesses to participate. We are proud of this change, which are designed to accommodate all business owners. When our business people are given opportunity, let us rise to the occasion. Let us deliver service that are of high quality, worthy of the money spent, and beneficial to our communities. We must prioritize quality over quantity. Excellence must be our standard, because when we serve well, we build a trust, loyalty, and long-term success. I urge all business owners in our region to unite. Let us support one another. Let us share ideas and grow together. We must move away from unhealthy competition and embrace collaboration. When we work together, we build a stronger, more resilient economy. Let us create a business culture rooted in unity and not in rivalry. This engagement series is of an utmost importance. It provides a platform for both public and the private sectors to form partnership that can unlock new value chains, drive regional integration, and create jobs. It gives us the space to ask, how do we position Namibia? How do we position Omusati region as a competitive player in African single market of over 1.4 billion people? How can our region produce product and develop services that are attractive to the regional, continental, and the global marketplace? Let me be clear. Omusati stand ready. We are ready to work with our government, with the Ministry of International Relations and Trade, with regional counterparts, development partners, and our own local entrepreneurs to take full advantage of opportunities offered by African continental free trade areas. We are committed to the vision of a prosperous, industrialized, and economically inclusive Namibia. I want to commend the Minister of International Relations and Trade for spearheading this dialogue. Let this not be the end of our engagement, but the beginning of our real collaboration and action. Let us go forward boldly. Let us drive Namibia's economic prosperity together. Together we are unstoppable. Divided we will fall. Let today be the start of something powerful, a new chapter of partnership, progress, and prosperity for Omusati region and Namibia at large. It was too long, but I thank you very much. Thank you very much. My apology for making it too long. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Governor. Let us give another round of applause to the Governor. Next, we will have our main speaker, Honorable Ambassador Selma Musavi, Asipala Musavi, Minister of International Relations and Trade. You are welcome, Honorable Minister.
No, please, let's take our seats. Thank you very much, Ambassador Gaysep, our Governor, Emmanuel Shikongo, the Deputy Mayor of Outapi, Honorable Matthew Senjala. Let me also recognize all the councillors, and in case there are other mayors and everybody from the regional leadership. I'm also happy to see my former governor. Governor, you are welcome. And everybody else, the traditional leaders, spiritual leaders, captains of industries, good morning. Marahaba Mushe. Dei namu hafa kutumona. Koko yanga nuta. So let me just find out, are we comfortable in English? Nenge naputorokwe? Osoro soro pamoyani ngwenji kachona? Sashondara nga keshe umuveko? Naputorokwe? Is there somebody who can volunteer, please? Because it's important that we all follow. There's a translator. Tatongwe turi kwanu ongwe translate. Ida komeshe hu fatu ukwasere nje yaro. Thank you very much. Thank you, my brother, for volunteering. Let me thank the Deputy Mayor first for the warm welcome to Outapi.
Should I?
Yes.
Umsimane kwa Minister tati okwapandura umpehana chifuti wele oliondolo pa Outapi.
And let me also thank our governor and congratulations on your well-deserved appointment as our governor for Omusati region. We at the Ministry of International Relations look forward to working with you to optimize the opportunities that this region offers.
Tapandura o ngoronea wetu gochito por Omusati ye tati aye kwentambura ko muchina kwento chisho chapi washono no ministry ye oyiri yironge kida okuronga pamwe na ye no region na ye.
I also want to congratulate you, Governor, on your first State of the Region address, which I listened to very carefully. You expounded on a lot of areas, but you emphasized, I think, among others, on agriculture. You emphasized on tourism, water infrastructure, and law and order. And those are some of the things that I want us to discuss today.
Tatsikireko tati ethimbondi agajo chipopi wache tapopitha origina ye ya Musati o kwempandura chinene shashi okokwatwa kitoporo ngashimbi na chanuna mapianu ni muna atarao kinmai na cha no kutarera po mi pindi yo tati ne ni kwa inja wedwapo tati nae ni nanji ukwete kutia makwatathano getwe ni akatarera na imwe omo inyangada rwambio.
And I want to assure you and everybody that this is just the beginning of a conversation. It is not the end. It's a beginning of a conversation between government and the private sector, especially our SMEs.
Tati yokwara kwa chiripareka kutia esikundi ilionina okuya komesho makwatathano pokatike pangero no mandiki gopa umwene hapo agatameke ko gashurire ma chochone kutia natukarera tuchitare ni kutia chimecha simana na achitsikire.
I am heading the Ministry of International Relations and Trade, and I want to just explain a little bit what our responsibilities are.
Tati yochina kwanifache okwatera komesho o ministry jo inacha ni ma oponje makwatathano go ponje no maranditho none nanji ochara kutia oteke tunja jukununi na kutia ikwachike na ambe irongwako.
So we are responsible for relations between Namibia and other countries and international organizations. That is one.
Tati sotuno china kuwanithwa chokukare kapo ekwatathano pokatika Namibia ni irongo imwe iriri chochone kutia ochochina kuwanithwa chinene chaosho.
The second part, we are responsible for creating market access for the products that we produce in Namibia and the services that we are creating. Market access, selling our products outside Namibia.
Tati no chikwao chinakuonithwa chao okuganja omangeshe fero irongo mo pita irongo mo Namibia no makwatathano gambio no tairongo iche gonje irongo ikwao taipumbiwa ka Namibia.
Okay, for him, okay. And thirdly, we are responsible for bringing investment from outside into the country, foreign direct investment.
Tati no chiti tatu eno china kuwanithwa chokweta mwiche imba taea okuninga inyangada rwaninge taetu etere foreign direct investment andisha tutine bataziko taea turonge pamwe nayo pamangeshe fero.
Now, in order for the Ministry of International Relations and Trade, and I think you will agree with me, to sell your products or to assist you in selling our products outside, it means somebody here must produce, must manufacture.
Tati, uchina kwanifanishie national, opone chiningwe, unike, mochirongo munamba atarongo, inyangada rambita iningwa, inokara yarandithwa konjeo chirongo, nunane chaningwa komukarongo no, ochaira kutia ngono torongo ne, ongwene tokwatakanithwa pamwe na ngwe, na ambayo konje ya pumbu irongo mwao yembio opoyavuro kuirandapo.
Now, I am giving this explanation so that you know who is responsible for what. The Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy is responsible for internal trade it's responsible for manufacturing. That's why the industries are with that ministry.
Tati, ote tupeni neni na kutia ina kuwanithwanwa irongwa na ngini. O ministry njita popine yokulanditha airongo inachani ini maopa ungomba nuikwa marucheno no chotu ina kuwanithwa yayo o meni yo chirongo. Chaera kutia kesha chinyangadharwa meni yo chirongo. Ochino kukara chipitire koshu ministry mbo. National ne chaera kutia shaho chaningwa makwatathano geno kuningwa ne achikwa pakwatathano no ministry ya me Selma.
And this is why when I go to the regions, there is always somebody from the Ministry of Industries, because your BIPA registration of companies, your SMEs, they fall under that ministry. But we work together because it's two sides of the same coin. If there is no production here, then we cannot actually seek market access.
Tati chocho ne uete kehenga mata ya kaningo makwatathano na ahnu kehenga mata ingashia popi regional via zahono yako yetu ngino o ministry njono inacha no trade and industry iha ikara kayino mkare lipo shashi inyangadha rwa ishembya tuninge ni menilio chirongo muno aidingo ino kuningwa ndisho kupitira mu ministry njono moga mwaza ewa wandio hatuithani na tuteno bipa hu hatueni tuka registering ene tukichangitheni engeshe fadetu opo tuvuro kunyangadhareni opo ino kukara shashi ekwatathano ndiono ocholi no kali endengo.
And the truth of the matter is, when we talk about Africa, African economies rest on the shoulders of SMEs.
Tati nga tupopi elikoli Afrika oli ikwatereri ke ko kushaturongo mu Africa senio ene.
Now, why are we here in Omusati region?
Paife oshije twete ni makoche shije tweta hukoche Omusati.
Omusati, as the governor has, and thank you very much, Governor. You were saying your statement was long, but you make my work easy because you really laid out the possibilities and opportunities in this region that needs to be optimized.
Hapa ndurao onsimani kwa ngoronea tati aye na ndoto to chipopi wacho chafa charo chireka aye waningiro ngangi puta tekuru shashi paifi handi yimo antita sinano ngandi pono.
Let's take for example tourism.
Na tukutheni o matarero po ngochorerwa.
Omusati region is the birthplace of our founding president, Sam Nujoma.
Tati Omusati omomo avarwa, Omusamani kakutu komatanga tatekuru sema ya Nujoma.
That in itself must be an attraction of tourists to Omusati region.
Tati atare ripocha era kutesheke ya uvo o history njo, ocha era kutia ayo, ama tuki ya katare kutianti. Msamani kwa vale wa tumati peni.
And your responsibility as residents of Omusati region is to say, how do we take advantage of this historical fact?
No china kuwanithwa cha Omusati ngeno atuteni ne onjokono nangashinji kano yochiri atu ikwatangini na tukuthemo nenge yitupuwana.
If you go to Ghana today, where Kwame Nkrumah was the first president,
chawa yako Ghana paifengi ukwali presidente gotango tate Kwame Nkrumah,
they have really immortalized his leadership.
Oya ningarera no kungonga na walera o ngenerero lieliali chara gutali hokitha,
especially in his birthplace. So that is what we need to do.
Chinene peshara ma varwa chocho ne tunoku ninge ningo onga Omusati.
Shasha kutianua edinario mbwanu angini okumpweni horiuvu. So you don't reinvent the wheel, you emulate what others are doing very well.
Because for you to relearn,
very good.
It's only when you are copying from others the good examples.
Very good.
Thank you, Nene.
So he's right.
Yes.
Then we now go to agriculture, for example.
Pai fotuka de ki nyangadhara mi yuna mapya.
So what I would want us to do later during the discussion is to say, Honorable Minister, in Omusati region, government has been focusing on this. However, because we live here, we are proposing that we need to do this and that.
Chochone ya kupikutia, msimane kwa minister wetu. Hachane kinima inachanu na mapya nuni muna shiko choto karatu ningi. Chochone kutia shitwa tegera inka tumono choshina shi.
And the governor has spoken about us working together.
Ye ngorone atapo pitati ayo tuno karatu rongere ni kumwe.
Let's take, for example, Mbe nenge Nyandi.
Tati na tutare nino iholerwa. Gashino Mbe ne Nyandi is Bichemia and the other one I forgot in English. Okay.
Yeah, I also don't know what it is in English. Now, you go to a market, you find that there is one meme here having a basket, there is another one having a basket, and they are competing among each other because everybody has their own price.
Otwada ne ahno aturanditha ne tuline penjira mono po matara ne maturanditha. Memokuna no chimbare cheche Nyandi chirihma yenkwa kuni cheche Nyandi chirihma. Pa fo eripo ne afa ningine o efigathano.
That is just an example.
Shoko chihore ruige.
When we talk of market access, we are talking of critical mass, big things.
Cha atupopi okuyamo mo marandithiro nga atupopi ngashi ukomthika ho atupopi o market agaganja mo muitungiro nenge mo mwaro gunji.
However, if these women who are all selling their fruits, if they can come together, they can determine the price even higher. Because now they are not competing against each other.
Ahnu yetumbano aya kumwe. Ndaturukuni kumwe nde irikoro mwa ishembyo papo pinga chorero hichaga njoche Nyandi aditurwa kumwe ndave tapo mwa ruwa wana avuru kutura po preso mbwana wa ayivuru kuitopolera thana yo ayivuru kuganjane sho chikarandithwe mu mwaro wunji uthikemo.
And you can also put up a small factory to add value to that fruit.
Yo no to vuru che kutura po netungiro ndiri lipo alivuru kuronga Nyandi dhinenge iimatimbi ivuru icho kuningwa chimwe chiriri cha chivuru kuzami iimatimo ngashinga tuneni iimatio inja ivuru kutupeni nete no chotoncho ne juice.
So we need to see how do we add value to the produce that we have in Omusati and how do we create value chains.
Ochone twapumwene kutareni kutia atuwedhere ngini ano ngushukiro ngomwa etu niirongo mwetu mbyono shao toiwedhere nyongushu atuiturangini mu msindarandu imwe atuvuru kuiranditha no kuuni.
And to ask ourselves, we are Africans, other investors who come to our country, they are working together. How can we succeed if we don't work together? We also have to come together.
Sena tuipleni ne onga Afrika kutia omsindarandu nomkaro guni tunokurongitha turongere ni pamwe na ngashingirongo imocho ilikuwa ningi na satu chininge ni otu nomkaro ulingini opona setu ikwateni kumwe tuvuleni okurongereni kumwe setu eteni pocha achitukwatere.
So that is why we are here this morning, to hear from you, to say this is what we want to do in Omusati, this is where we need assistance from government, so that when investors come into this country, we know we went to Omusati, Omusati was talking about this concern, we are sending these people to Omusati region, so that every region is covered, because then we can really put meaning to our unity in diversity. Every region has different strengths.
Chochone chetueta nina Omusati ulio eshukuli yetueta hututare nina na kutia isha tuvuru kuningeni mu Omusati ochikwache ngashina na atwazikeri na dhimwe huyano twakatara kutia ochikwache rerashita avuru kweta poshashi ochirongo chinene o mashali nagafathana inyanga dhararongo mwa ishembe irongwa ke komashara ge region dhitulieni kaifathana ashikira rakano limwe ke ndiono kutia ono nkaro gulingini atuvuru okunyanga dhareni no kuronga tutureni ukuni kumwe tuete ni pocha cha chivuru kutukwafereni region ngashi yetu ya Omusati ne shono chochi mwecho mini manji yetu eta mane nanji chocho tunokutareni sho amuturombwere kutia ochikwachike onge tulipo anambiro atakalera pwe pangero na peni papumbo kwendukururwa.
so that when we now come back for the second time, we will say, we came to Omusati, this is what you informed us, this is what we have done, because it's your idea. You live here, you know the region better.
chochone kuti hatukagaruka mu rufa rulandura hatu yatumwetera tuti shikocho cheni twechikutha komusati cha musati yene oyo echetapo yene chocho yarokulandura.
Thank you very much, and I look forward to a very fruitful conversation.
Thank you nene ongienda tegera ne tukatataneni se atuze nipone twaningeni mapopyo gerimonjira no gongushu.
Thank you very much. I think with the indulgence of the high table, maybe we could still retain our translator for the substantive presentations. Yeah, okay. Maybe we'll call him up after the presentations to do a summary. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of International Relations and Trade. Can we give the Honorable Minister another round of applause? The next speaker on our list is a presentation from the Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board, Mr. Rino Muranda. Mr. Muya. No, first we will call, sorry for the skipping Mr. Muya. The next presentation is a presentation from Mr. Lennox Muya of the Ministry of International Relations and Trade. Please welcome him with applause.
Thank you very much, Director of Ceremony. It's always difficult to present after the leadership has spoken, but we are going to try our level best to be able to complement in terms of the message that they have delivered to us. Director of Ceremony, allow me to stand on the existing protocols already acknowledged when this meeting started. As presented, my name is Lennox Muya. I'm from the Ministry of International Relations and Trade, from the Directorate of Trade and Investment. I would share with you in terms of my presentation today, the African Continental Free Trade Area, just for us to have basic understanding what it entails, what are the benefits of that agreement so that we can be all on the same table. I have 7 items in terms of my outline that I want to touch base on and share with you here in Omusati. In terms of the outline, I'll speak a bit in terms of the mandate, although the Honorable Minister has already delivered and given us our mandate in terms of what we have to deliver on behalf of the government community as well as our republic. And then the background of the Continental FTA, what is the status or what is the coverage, the scope in terms of the agreement, as well as the status of the implementation and potential benefits and challenges. I'll also give an update in terms of what is very, very important, the issue of trading services. We have had the birthplace of our founding president is here. So among trading services, this is where we have tourism. In terms of our mandate, in summary, we formulate, promote, and execute Namibia's policy on international relations, which includes the foreign policy, as well as our mandate extends to international trade as well as investment attraction. We do this through engagement in bilateral, regional, as well as multilateral relations with other countries. We also negotiate as well as create market access for some of the products. As a background, the Continental Free Trade Area has third parties that in terms of the numbers, there are 55 state parties that have signed and ratified that agreement. And the agreement is aiming to create a single market for goods and services. This agreement was established and signed on 21st March. It's a very, very important day for Namibia as well. On 21st March, 2018. 21st of March is our independence, so it's a very important day for us. In Kigali, Rwanda. And for us as Namibia, we formally gazetted our offers as well, and we also signed the said agreement in 2018 and ratified in 2019 in July. This agreement formally entered into force on 3rd May 2019, and the trading also started in January the following year in 2021. Objectives of this agreement, as I have mentioned in terms of the background, is to create a single market for goods and services in order to deepen economic integration for the African continent. If I may speak to a layman perspective, is to ensure that when you produce your products from Namibia and then you export this product into other African member states, it means that your product will enjoy duty-free and quota-free so that they are able to be competitive into that market when you're exporting those products in the market. Of course, there are other areas for consideration that will be presented by our colleague from NAMRA when you look at the rules that are agreed upon by member states in this configuration. Here we refer to rules of origin, that what criteria, at what level are your products meeting? Are they meeting the requirement as agreed as member states, or they don't meet the requirement? If they don't, it means that that specific product will pay custom duty. Another objective is to liberalize markets for goods and services, which also includes tourism, and also to promote industrial development. Why is it that member states have negotiated the African Continental FTA? Over the past years, in terms of when you refer to the establishment of regional trade agreement, we have seen a mushrooming of those trade agreements that caused a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of standards that have to be followed. And then in terms of the thinking as well as our leadership and leaders, they saw that it was necessary for us to remove what we call spaghetti ball. I wish I was good in Oshuambo that I could have translated. Yes, the spaghetti ball. Yes, the spaghetti ball, yes. So we were to remove all those lines so that we can simplify trade, that when you are now exporting your products or when you are trading within the Continental FTA, it's much easier for you to trade without having those duplication as well as multiple agreements. The Continental FTA offers a very good opportunity for us because, as highlighted by the Honorable Governor, that in Africa, the population is above 1.4 billion with a combined GDP of 3.5 trillion. And this is expected to drive almost 4.2 trillion by 2027. So these figures are quite important, and it's encouraging that when you look at these figures, now you have to think in Omusati that in what areas can we prioritize so that we can also leverage the opportunities offered by the Continental FTA. In terms of the scope of coverage, the agreement covers the protocol on goods and services. The agreement covers a protocol in services. The agreement covers a protocol on women and youth empowerment. Very, very important protocol that tries to assist and help youth and women involvement, not only within the African Continental FTA, but in global trade, because these commitments also are driven from other multilateral international agreements which Namibia is party to. Intellectual property rights, it's also one of the scope of coverage in terms of the agreement, the protocol on investment, the protocol on e-commerce and digital trade, which is growing fast, and then also the protocol on rules and procedures for settlement of dispute. On settlement of dispute, if a Namibian product now enters Angola, for example, and then Angola restricts that product, So you have the opportunity through a dispute settlement mechanism for you to sit, starting with the consultation process, so that you can resolve this dispute, because Angola is part of the agreement, and there were commitments that were made not to come up with any restrictive trade barriers. So dispute settlement mechanism is very, very important. And then the protocol on competition policy, also very important. Namibia is a commodity-based economy. We have small industries that are growing. We have infant industries that are growing. So this protocol on competition policy at least enables those industries to find a panacea or a remedy to be able to safeguard them from well-established businesses that are exporting products into the domestic market in Namibia. In terms of the implementation, in Namibia we have developed an implementation strategy and action plan to guide the implementation of this agreement. Our strategy was launched in November 2022, outlining Namibia's roadmap for achieving the Continental FTA. We have a national implementation committee which comprises of all stakeholders that are involved. What are the potential opportunities? Potential opportunity for this agreement, among those are new markets, additional markets for Namibia to be able to diversify our export markets into the continent itself. And then also widening our economic space for Namibian industries, and most importantly, to eliminate trade barriers and non-tariff barriers that may result as barriers to trade when countries are trading among each other. It also provides a platform for SMEs, as highlighted earlier by the leadership, that SMEs are the pillar of the African economy for us to grow our economy. And also benefits to consumers through lower prices of goods and services imported within the continent through accumulation. And lastly, increased opportunities to attract FDI. What are the challenges? In every good agreement, there must be challenges that are identified. One of those challenges that may arise in terms of the implication, these are potential challenges that may arise. We are, like I've mentioned earlier, that we are at different levels of economic development. Within the continent, there are bigger players. For example, the Republic of South Africa, you have Algeria, you have Morocco. So the different economic levels of development also serves as a challenge, because they have a comparative advantage in terms of export when it comes to production, either through in terms of the economies of scale in production or with the availability of raw materials that they are producing. For Namibia, we are a commodity-based economy. We export a lot of minerals. This is where we have to come in now and leverage on the opportunities of the Continental FTA. And then in terms of tariff liberalization, there will be an element of a reduction in terms of customs revenue due to the elimination of customs duties. And then also there will be influx of goods in terms of import surges. So in terms of import surges, our mandate as a ministry is to ensure that we safeguard and protect the domestic industry. That is why we are now developing instruments in place that we need to ensure that our industries are protected from competition which is coming from outside. In terms of the trade barriers, of course, non-tariff barriers, these are regulation, rules and procedures that can be introduced by member states that can cause a challenge in terms of us as Namibia to be able to participate fully. But these are things that we can address as a ministry, should all those queries come either through consultation with other parties in compliance with the obligation as provided for within the agreement. And then some important links, I think this is my last slide, Director of Ceremony. Yes. Some important links that we have to consider for us to be able to understand. They'll be shared with you. We have a list of countries on these links that have gazetted. And then also we have an important tool that was developed by the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat for us to be reporting those NTBs or non-tariff barriers that our traders can experience when exporting these products into other markets. Most importantly, we have the e-tariff book as well that can give you information in terms of the tariff structure under the Continental FTA, as well as the Namibia Trade Information Portal that provides for rules and regulation for all the Namibian traders. And then services, just as an update, tourism is one of them, as indicated earlier. To date, we have 24 schedules of specific commitments. And then we have now developed and launched the African Continental FTA Trade in Services Portal. So this is my conclusion, I think, just to conclude, as highlighted earlier, that in terms of productive capacity index, we need to look at those sectors where we have comparative advantage in order for us to produce and leverage on the opportunities that are offered within the Continental Free Trade Agreement. My name is Lennox Muya. Asante sana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lennox Muya. With your indulgence, we can give the translator a few minutes to summarize the main points. Thank you.
Yaro. I'm just running through it. Yeah. Tate Lennox Muya. Okwetu pano o tetupe ko chipere ndehui. Teturu kirene kutiae o ministry yao ngashi ya popiwa kusemane kwa meselma ayirongo nache o presentation anijitwa poe ninjono o inachi ke no maranditho o maranditho ngea hatuti nge no maranditho ga kwalu keshe mo Afrika onge lili ochinimbu chuuni Afrika ndishi atuti o continent pa muingirisa tati ochinimbu chuuni mi nimbu uuni shi uli ngashi mbatu tumoneni omito yokuya koskora wakatanga heya hakamuni wakadhingoroka heya sha turongwa tati ne irongo ne Afrika ngashi Afrika twentare ni ngono ngeno chaera kutia atuirandise ni atuvuru kuningeni no maranditho getu muuni no kontinenda yetu mono atuirandisa irongo mwetu mbi aturongo yo ochaera kutia oichino kuningwa ne pamkaro ngashi dhaiturwapo ishi tuete ni chiri komesho chaturwa kosho chiri pesha itoporwa mbia inja njukununwa koshi yu krepa oshembwa ukea moko eturo mbweri ke kutia o ministry yo tunja tupo pinjino yo makwatathano genacha no mankeshefero nini wa inacha no numuyuni yo yiri koshi o msimane kwa memeselma o ochigarishia itafatururama kutia ino chinea kuantho chao okutara no kuanjaganeka no kutara msindara ndu na Namibia nyene dino kukara pakwatathano na ambi virongo ponje na nyene makwatathano geno karaga ningwa kirongo ponje no chirongo chetu na nyene Namibia tavuru kukara mono mito okukara aganja iyetu apoe pa inyangadha rwaetu ikare ya mo mangeshe fero gopa uni nocho mu Afrika lietu dono oya popindo nashi charandura ko okwaganjike kutia ngiko makwatathano genacha ni nyangadharwa imbi atuvuru kuranditha atuvuru kuchiningane koshi yo programa jono ni yakutwa o Africa Continental Free Trade njoka ngika atuchiningi nunkaro gulinyini oyika aganjamo kutiae shoka ochimachiningwa ngeno hanu tuvuru kumono mito yokuiranditha pwahena o kuifutitha kwacha chaera kutia ngeno atuirandithike mu Afrika lietumu ngashi mesa imaitaga njo chiholi wahama kutia aye ngotwaronga ngeno nando ote yazame nyandi nenge yazame embe ao tenjo ngeno aturandithike otovuru kunote njo twadhike uliko ko Libya hajo ndoto niko tenjo yinango preso mbwana yarongwe yazako Namibia yo chaera kutia kayina na ndupya kadhiwacha keacha pamangeshe firon ongashike to yadha mu Angola ninge ko South Africa tatirara okuninga omarandithiro getu gakali ke gamwike nasha tuvuru kuetapo nochitiali okukutara omarara okuetapo emsindarandu ngashi dho dhaidha chainwa nali mu 21 lyagamaritsa mu mauvi gali nolongo na hetatu kokingali ko Rwanda mo Namibia saina nale mugali gayuli mu mauvi gali nolongo na hetatu chocho ne kutia shono china emirongo za 25 gayulae mu mauvi gali nolongo no mugoyi chocho ne kutia pa ndondo shi aturwa akuti ni soturi pondondo ya a mono punana epesendo mirongo mugoyi odo diripo na da tarika nale ngachia kilimae yengushu yapo okuzirira ko mambo getu ngo hatutioge customer mono pone tati ochetwa nale chie no kuli mironga mu 30 game mu maoviga inolongo na gali na oya ino kuli chaturwa mironga mu lyotango lya Januari mu maoviga ino 21 mararakano gashinda zino kutumbura pambanda mo ongashike kapopi wa kumeselima tukale ni tuneni o eranditho limwike lini maye tumbia tunyangadhara nasha tuvuru kuganja mu Afrika mu chirongo nokonje oyo chirongo chara kutia atukambadhali kuku hondo pareka sha tuvuru kulonga kusoene ndali nokuganja chihore wanditi ngashike tunana ndokuli utio kuichoka mama yewauzi ko China ngoto utara ngika ngontu atao toti utio ngino tara na totike ape utio okuichoka mama yewita uvuru kulongwa mo Namibia maruti mbono vuru kulongwa mo Namibia shashi itio to inike chocho ne kutasha tuiture ni kumwende atu tamunu neni mo kulongu utimbono kuichoka mama yego ndaukara urongithwa mo continent yetu ya Afrika itauzie ko China omaranditho gwetu ni atukahondo pareke ni shashi imaruwa yetu omwike ile ivingoro kike mo continent yetu ya Afrika mu nakehe gumwe otonikako chocho ne chone chimwe chomira rakane mwambyo twatara nochitiali ochara kutia okuninga omangeshefero getu nocho ishi hatuvuru kuganja onga service hatuvuru kudiganja vikara arushe adiganja emito dironga ndo chwiche atuhondo pareke nokunjanju kununamo ishi hatuvuru kuronga kusoene okuza mirongo yetu ya Afrika mu makwatiro na Namibia omorwashi kutia shoka chike tupane turandithe na shashi ochara kutia inima yetu ishembia turanditha aikakara aitupe ongushu yetu mbwana yo ochara kutia ni irongo mbio konje ya Europa na Asia nao muto ino karanga ipwake ne shashi ngoto tarake pesenda mo achikurukira kutia na akamona kutia Afrika lyomtenya lya zapo pomtenya tate chocho chimochi kwao ochara kutia akutine omarandithiro getu akakara gena mito embwana dokuganja ongushu injo mbwana konje yo chirongo chaera kutia shatu aturongo menilio lya Afrika una tuchiranditha pokonje achike tupa opreso mbwana go no marandithiro getu ochaera kutia agakakara omana achinene shashi irongo aishe ilio 54 imbiero chaera kutia aikakara yo muyo 49 ochara kuteka kara yatara irongo mwa yetumbio tunambio tati omwaru wanu mu Afrika ogulipo biliona yimwe ochimwanu mbali ndesha aho totara omwaru ngono agutupe ongushu irongo mwambia itupe ongushu pa chimaliwa ngeno ngoto tara chianare pe biliona ndato chimwanu trillions ndatu ochimwanu nano imbi ategerwa nokuli ike sigo ope trillions ane ochimwanu mbali hatu katia komvura yo mauvi gali no 27 chaera kutia achike tukwathera naye tukale tuli po katuli pombanda se katuli pevi ndo tulinga pokati pa mdondo yo mthika unachia kiyemo yo chirongo chetu mutu akwaterwa mu Afrika tati ne nguno shichalandura ko paife ocha coverage azise inda apopia ma imambia apopia na ku mesel manale aishe mbio bitu atare mbio tuwete mbio oige mbia litanja jukuru na makapona chimo chipe umoro thimbo yotati ne okutura no chimashino miro ngapandondone yo pachike yo pandondo yo pachike otunandishi kutia njiko local authority njino regional njiko national level njiko chike tati nogoyane pondondo yo national level Namibia okweta pona rumsindarandu no mikalo dhidhilipo adhigunu nokutara kuti ochimatu chende nyini opo tuvule okutura oporohama oyo tunjika miilonga nemsindarandu nedhino odhili nokuli naye dhali dhaturwa nenge oporohama yaturwa miilonga mu Novemba momvula yomauvi gali nomilongo mbali nambali imu Namibia atura ponale kuti omusindarandu ngu gulipo chehachi yako malandithiro mochirongo chetu no miilongo yetu yomu Afrika okunokala guli ngini imono nokuli ungundu ntima ulimo nale watotwa mbu ulipo otaukwatele komesho eturo miilonga lyomatsoku muuvathano ngano pandondo ndjono yopombanda nochikwawiche ochayela kutya okuna nale akalelipo imba akalelapo kuza kutya neyo komahangano paumwene epapangelo ongaga ama kinima inacha no civil society atutemwa chikano akulukadhi na anyasha yavula okuhondopalekwa enima ishe nzono opo naye lili yotati ne omitonji yilipo ya Namibia ngashi ne okuyane mo malandithilo ngomape muno ochayela kutya okukala atulongeni ngashi ali taya chipopiwa mano momwalo mnene tuvule okutuma iilongomwa yetu konje yochilongo nashi atuvulu kuganja konje yochilongo se ochayela kutya atupatulula neemwelo ongo chilongo onge pangelo emwelo dhokuetapo kutya ono mukalo guli ngini antu avulu kuganja neshalongo kiilongo mbi yapumbwa ne ilongwa nenge inyangadhalwa yetumbyo imone chayela kutya ekonomi lyochilongo cha Namibia alivulu kukoka nopomalongo gomaungomba nocho tu imu akukuthwapo ne iyindi mbi ilipo tuwete kutya shino chindi howeti itatuvulu kulanditha ku Angola nenge itatuvulu kulanditha ku China nenge itatulanditha ku South Africa nenge kehe nga puna tuvite kuti opo puna omaketa getu shiche tuimba ochoshi iyindi mbyono chala kuti one yapumbu kukuthwapo nembyo chane hoyazipo ochayela kutya product dhetu adhishe mo Namibia adhivulu kuya kehe ho adhipumbiwa kapena nando omalimbililo gacha poka puna iyindi yacha kuti ayo chikwa chike shichilipo achivulu kutuimba mito nedhono tati ne odho nedho dhetu apo ne ngashi ne paifenyi anangeshefa mba achona yakale yapoa mito ngashi nenanje chayela kutya antu yavulu okukwatelwamo yakalemo avulu kungeshefa kuti omeni lyo Afrika yomwene nenge okonje imu twatala ne kutya olunji ndisho tuvite kutya omeme na anyasha oyafa yali yathindilwa kongudhi kachona ethimbo ndiya otate twakala ngane akuti ngano yo mtsebwe gumbo yo yenge ili kilonga yo ili chepeni akuti ne nawo yahondopalekwe yavule okukuthomito nengo mbinga minyangadhalwa ishembi chocho ne kutya shona chikakwathela ne imbo takalongitha ne inima yetu ilongomwa yetu ochayela kutya shita ilongitha ne Namibia yenaye ochayela kutya otamono ne uwanaambo okupitila ne mushi atuvulu kuganja meni lyetu lya Afrika mu chocho ne kutya shitwapumba okutala ne mito nji ilipo ne njino kutya kehe ngasha atulongoni otunokala twechipeni ongushu chahondopalekwa pangushu opo chikale achihokitha aantu mba yali okulanda yahokwe ishi atulongo opo yavule okuchilandapo chocho ne kutya ochima shawo echilonga chino ongushu achihokitha achivulu kulandwapo onda ndigandja ochiholelwa chimwe kotsandi ka kuruka dinga shimba ya popi wa kumesel matati opuna no chimbare chenya ndima popuno chimbare chenya ndima twatha ni imbara ishembio pone iri yatwa negoshio katara gena no thaira yenjerera yirinyi kwa tsima ni yaga iri cheko nima yo ntwano tarandithane aitoranditha shashi atareripo haendepo yaro kuranda onoko ara kuranda yotatine ai mange no mbiri mwirongo muyana ashike peshara mauli apuku petu ongushu wetego ongushu ayitamekere kungwe enyandidhono wazako nadho edipupula nao dhaera dhiri mochimbara chimonikana ngoto dhitendege po imapwa kaka wetego itachivuru kweta ohokwe yomnu eyarande uchaira kuti ashawo ayamo matara ningi waninge tarewa na wani watora poka idima unota zgotati aishino andivuru kuchikuthapo ndike chirongithe po numba shashi ochimochi wana ochihole rwigende mupa tati emito odondono tapumbo odone dhiripo erarakano ntono kuti emito dhiye pombanda meni lyo Continental yetu mu Africa no show kuganja ewino ne mito alishe dhadhivuru kukarapo kanyasha opo yavule ukukuthe mito memito tati kakuna neje makachina omashongo ngage lipo tati ne irongo ne katufike ni pamwe no pama mwaru wanu sekatufike ni pamwe no pokunyangadhala ilongwa molongo mbyatulongeni ochima chimwe shono natango achikara chiri eshongo kuse nenge achivuru kuthreateninga kutia South Africa kuna no enji otavuru ku producinga imwe enji tadi no kutumbura ngo twanjeni manjembere ngakali akapopiwa ku ngorone mano satu atuninga ni neo manjembere ndishimo Omusati ko mahenene South Africa ngiko ka province ke kamwe ochiri apeana 10 times achachini ngwana ko mahenene imambio no haivuru ne kukara o threat tapo pitati no competition haivuru ka iripo mbanda shimulimo mathiga thano nyi nguyota otaningo volume nene yivule yoye ye nongushu ye nkwetu pamoko kwendangane onguro kwa pitinari netufa mashono chaera kutiana cha chivuru kukara chima chiripo ochike ochindi na chimwe chotati irongomwa okuya meshara lyo numba na ayivuru kukara ayivuru kuya ngouna torongomwa aruka usho obunji nguyota rongo bunji hawe apo ochaera kutiana tango shona chivuru kukara omashongo ini imaliwa okuhepo kuimaliwa yakwetu otavuru kale ni imaliwa yetuvule shashi ngika mochirongo chetu ngika ngo tuli papo tukapo 3 million andatu nacha omwaru yemanga gwetweni onga a Namibia momwaru agushenengwa kupopiwa mona ndo aningi kutia ano 3 million andatu na ndo chihwanu nano apea ahnu mbatavuru kuronga me million adishe ndato chihwanu nano apeike nando o million yimwe million ambali chihwanu nano shia akurupe na ano nano namba iliko skora namba ilimo mekinda namba iliko dhorongo no chono hacho chaera kutia shono achikupene kutia hachike yani panzo yimaliwa yakwetumba no mwaro mnene shashi ene ngondo dhokulanda ochaera kutia aetu vuru tati ochikwa ichechimwe atuvuru kwakakanitho imaliwa mbia haiya mepangero mbia hakutio atuti yemo kuzirira ko customs kengambade tuhi shashi paife o market warandi huganinge ko chali opomwirandithe na chimachende na wamo mu Africa alishe chane okarongo kachona ngo mwali wegamena chinene ko maliwa mbo mito dhimwe to kadhika kara dhafaka dhipo chochone kutasha wadha kara kadhipo na tango chaira kutia achivuru kwetangu uhundimbo kachona mbo ya no maranditho ne kutia mano punu pya kadhio maranditho gachike nengae shiwe tapo nirongo mwao yembino bia ziche po angora yafa ivule mbino omashongo omarudhige ngono tati omongageri norwa shuguni ne ro tati ne shane ho amona kutoto atare nirongo mbi siko pa ife Namibia tavuru kuirandithitha nayo na mapuna emsindara ndutu uvite kutia aditsukumwe no se okunane omakwata thanongo ingo negeripo gaturwa pone ingo yini mambio twatare nimbio iriko mbiono ekouda ne ditwatare ni ndondi taera kutia shatwe dirongitheni omawere roge njatuvuru kugamone ni hono shatwe gamone ni ochaera kutia otulieni nawa yaro ndete kutia pangongo shoko chochali o presentation la ya tate muya. Thank you, Nelly.
Thank you very much to our translator. We have a housekeeping announcement. The driver or owner of Ford Raptor, registration N13UP, you are needed outside to remove the vehicle. N13UP. Okay, thank you. The next speaker is Mr. Rino Muranda of the Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board. Due to the time constraints, we will reduce it now to 10 minutes for each of the remaining presentations. Please give him applause.
Good morning. I want to thank the Director of Ceremonies for granting me the opportunity, and also I wish to then stand on the established protocol to acknowledge our dignitaries here. My name is Rino Muranda, as was indicated. I'm responsible for stakeholder relations at the NIBDP, which is the Namibian Investment Promotion and Development Board. With me today, I have my colleague, Mr. Ezekiel Johannes. He's also from NIBDB, responsible for, he's a consultant in the MSME department. I'll take you through in terms of what we do. As the minister rightly indicated, that somebody needs to produce and somebody needs to be capacitated for them to be able to sell. So in terms of the mandate of NIBDB, basically it's twofold. One is what we call investment promotion, development, and facilitation. The other one is MSME development. As we continue throughout, I'll crystallize what that means. So we've got three things that we do. We attract, we bolster, and then we connect. Then other than that, we also promote, we facilitate, and we do policy advocacy. So I'll go into each of these so that it makes more sense. In terms of facilitation, we basically look at projects that we facilitate to ensure that we attract investment or investors, and then we match them with a particular project. I think Omusati, there's a Oshimbele project here that is well known. Also is a project that we assisted in terms of facilitation to ensure that they get the project up and running. I think the Honorable ex-governor is here and he can attest to that in terms of the involvement of NIBDB to get that project going. What we also have is a one-stop center. And that is a service provision center, basically one-stop center where all the government agencies that are responsible for investment facilitation, whether it's issuing of permits, whether it's licensing, whether it's visas, work permits, all those facilitation services are provided in a one-stop center. Of course, this has now been elevated, and you might have heard Her Excellency announcing last week that the one-stop center on a national level will become operational from 1st of, is it November? At the SME building in Windhoek. So that we have been doing it, of course it was not at the national level, but now it has been elevated to that level. We also do aftercare services. Aftercare services meaning investors that have come in, their projects are ongoing, We do visit them after care to understand what are the bottlenecks that they have, how can they be assisted to make sure that they can produce and can run with their businesses and create jobs, and that is the primary objective that we have to ensure that more and more jobs are created, and then profits are retained and reinvested in order to support the economy. We also assist with coordination in terms of improving the ease of doing business in Namibia. So, what are our main objectives in attracting local and foreign investment? First one, as I indicated, is job creation, export promotion, import substitution, technology absorption, infrastructure development, local supply chain development, regional development, and productivity gains. Some of the priority sectors that we have, that we are focusing on, are the energy sector, which is renewable, green hydrogen and oil and gas, food industry, chemicals, transport and logistics, tourism, culture and creative industries, and many more. Now, in terms of our MSME development, what is our objectives and what is our view and what are the services that we provide? In fact, in terms of the service provision for MSMEs, we have got various services that we provide to our MSMEs. Business advisory services, that's the first one, and that is more of a personalized business support to MSMEs across all sectors. What you do there is then business diagnostics and growth planning, mentorship and coaching programs, guidance on regulatory compliance and formalization. We also provide service as far as market access and export promotion is concerned, where we create high potential pool, capacity building, startup and scale up, as well as ecosystem optimization. I've just been reminded I have 3 minutes, so I need to quickly summarize. Yeah, I wanted to actually just share some of the projects that we've done. I've spoken about Oshambele, but the others are Benguela Blue Aqua Farming, Kelp Blue, as well as the Noble Coming project that is in the south, are some of the projects that we have successfully facilitated and are part of our pipeline. So if you want to be part of then this database of NRBDP, there's a link there where you can visit our website at nrbdp.com investment propositions. That is for you to basically list or look at what are the propositions that we have currently and the services that we are providing for the MSMEs. That is a link that you, if you visit that website, you should be able to then get the information, and we are able to then assist you. Of course, there is going to be a question and answer session. During that session, myself and my colleague Ezekiel will be around, and we can take more of those questions if there are any. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Muranda. We will proceed with the translator, strictly for 3 minutes summary. Thank you.
Watangana chipundi. Aye, pokufaturura mochiwambo maka kapuna cha chokufaturura chinjima. Motwaro mbweru ye kutihangano ndiri aliko alithanwa Namibia Investment Promotion Development Board. Tuviteko Namibia hajo ehangano linacha linacha ni nima inacha nokutura onkushune okuinvesting okuni kachikana kupungula ehangalo no linacha nokukitha komesho nokushwashwameka inima omapunguliro nangwe yokuchininga okwazilira ne kendikinenge ko chinimbusho hakuchithana kuti oboda njo inacha no mapunguliro mo Namibia yoyo ne hwameke ngene mapunguliro geno karaganingwa mo Namibia na ngene tunokuyapo na shi tunokuetapo hacho nasha fatura mano paushupe kwa faturiye kutia onga shinana tate gavana wetu ingwaziko tate njara otaburu kuchithamuna mona kutia omuna chimwe chomo mapunguliro chaningwa no chashashwamekwa mu Omusati na imwe ngashimbe apo pya maili cheke regional dhimwe dhiriri hacho chocho ngopune puro atwe tupure nike omitonjo hayithiki ndapandora.
Thank you very much. Another housekeeping matter is that once you leave the doors, just on your left, you will find the toilet facilities. The next presenter is our presenter from Namra, Ms. Sivandu. Please give her applause.
Thank you, Mr. of Ceremonies. Let me respect the protocol that's already established. My name is Shaya Shivandu. I'm from Namibia Revenue Agency, Division Technical Services and Excise Management, Subunit Rules of Origin. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Okay. Together with me, I came with my colleague, Alexia Hoveka, and our role in this agreement, we are providing technical support during trade negotiation. Make sure that the agreement is well implemented. We are registering companies that want to trade under various trade agreements. We are also capacitated all stakeholders when it comes to agreements. Because of the time, I won't go on the topic which I'm going to present. I will just go straight. ICT, can you help me here, please? Okay, I got it. Thank you. Okay, before you trade, you need to negotiate the agreement regarding the product. Similarly, I just want to give you the technical or the example. When you give a birth to a child, the child needs to have a certificate of, a birth certificate from Home Affairs. It's equal to the product. The product also needs certificate of origin to be able to be traded within the countries. What are rules of origin? What are those rules for you to trade? Rules of origin are rules that regulate and determine the economic nationality of a product. The rules of origin are also used to assess whether the product are eligible for duty or reduced duty under the trade agreement rules. Why rules of origin important? They are important due to the assessment of the product, whether it's meeting the criteria for preferential treatment or reduced import duty. They are there to promote industrialization, value addition, and economic diversification. How do you determine origin for goods under AfCFTA? We have only two criteria to determine the origin of the product. That is wholly obtained as well as substantially transformation. What do we mean wholly obtained? Wholly obtained, we mean our grapes, we mean our diamond, we mean our oil that is extracted from our soil, we mean our beef, our milk, our fish, Those are the wholly obtained. The goods that are produced locally, that are grown locally in the country. Are we together? Okay. Let me just jump here. Okay, for substantial transformation, your product needs to go through changes, which is change in tariff heading. You add the value to your product, or maybe you imported non-originating material so that you come up with a final product. What do we mean change of tariff heading? For example, maybe you import grapes somewhere, let's say maybe from South Africa. You process that grapes and you come up with a wine. On that case, your product is change tariff heading. It came as a grapes, and then the final product is wine. Value added, you add a value to your product, but there's a threshold for your value added. Non-originating materials, you imported non-originating materials, let's say maybe from, for example, from Angola, and then you work on it. You cannot just export it as it is. You have to work on those products, and then it must be sufficiently worked. It must be properly worked, and then you come up with a final product. Okay, that one I explained already. Application processes. What do you need for your application? All manufacturers, producers, and exporters are required to register with NAMRA Section Rules of Origin. You complete a manual application form and provide all the required information. NAMRA will conduct a site verification at the exporter premises to assess the manufacturer process according to the origin criteria. Products will be categorized under the right origin criterion, which is wholly obtained or substantially transformation. The exporter will be registered to trade under AfCFTA and will be issued with an approval letter with a unique registration number. What do you need to register so that you can be able to export under AfCFTA agreement? You need a company profile. Just to give us a brief in short. What is your company doing? Your mission, your vision. You need a company certificate registration number. That one you get it from BIPA. You need export permit if your product requires a permit. Proof of right holding if you have a vessel. Proof of identity in case if you run away, we know where to get you. Who are you? You need certificate of good standing with NAMRA. You must be in good standing with us, otherwise you won't be able to. This one. Okay, and where's the other one? Okay. Okay, if you are not a producer or the manufacturer of that product, we need a producer or a supplier declaration from the company where you are getting your product from. If you are a manufacturer, you give us your sketches or your processes. You said, I'm from stage 1 up to the final stage, step by step. Certificate of origin issuance. How we issue the certificate? A certificate of origin will be issued by a competent authority at all regional offices and point of exit. The exporter will fill in all necessary details on the certificate in accordance with SAD 500. These are the customs declaration form. NAMRA customs official will authenticate the certificate with a signature and a stamp. And exporter will be issued with copies of the certificate. That is how the certificate of origin for AfCFTA agreements look alike. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you, Nene, to Meme Siya Shivantu. We'll call the translator for 3 minutes to summarize. Thank you.
Ewa. Me Shivantu kwetu tondo kamonemu. Ndafandara ndi mupe mwike mbi ndete oyo ndeta fa popya poma taipumbiwa. Me Shivantu kwapya kuteli ali azako namra. Elinalia meme nkwa ndeli dhimbombiri mholiki. Me hoveka. Yaro me hoveka. Owe ya puse nina mano chara kutoya yetu pwagene no kwa mkuru mapuro getu mano. Yazako namra. Namra tuicheni hacho. Kenga nguho futo text. Batu iko nga tukeme. Do chiri ya namra tu nyoko machinene man. Seko mbinga teni che de patadi hodini kombundu. Marwa izbeni kita tufuteni ko namra. Oyombyo. Tuiteni ko nawa. Humokomesho chali rongongo. Otatine yae. O chachiane ko programa njio free trade market njia ipopi wapa ifeku yatameki wanayo kumsimane kwa minister memshabi o iyo oeni ke criteria do virim chimacha dima mbera huya virimbali nda popya ne criteria do otati opona imwe akuti holy obtainer ko chara kuti ochimachishe tochi kuthapo thimbo ndi achishe hacho manje mbere nyama kengi mambia tufuru kudira dira mabaru dhimbyo chakuto chimashono ochoto chiranditha chiringa shichiri yopona ne chimwe shia tati na annual substantial transformation chaira kuto chimashono to chimono ndengwe to chirundurura ochimashono to chimono to chirundura ngini ngandiro kuganji holerwa yoro kandiro kuganja iliko kule nase angoro kulipo pepi pusema ngoto yukara ndembe kwa angora shawara ndembe kwa angolesha konana karoli kawana po ngoto ya nadho Namibia shiwe ya nadho Namibia ngoto diningi choka nyome hacho ke ngambo wafute embe paifeshi toka randitho che okanyome hacho upyaga de okanyomo hike kutiha tutare ni tufare ni laboratory tukataye ni level ya ruko linima isho posi watu fikeni koliko act hacho noni mai akuti tu promotingeni imae tuikale ya wedero ngushu para turi kuira nditheni mwa Afrika alishenenge konjo chirongo nokanyo makavuru ngashike wete owaina nja ipopiwa kumemema tati warandano manjembere ko South Africa ngotogeta meniro chirongo hoga zake ngamboche imati hacho shiga kapita mo workshop yoye mo fabrika yoye owaina puke ilipo karibi bimo imaimo tuineni komwe ilimu hacho ya otatine oyone mkarodho dhirimbali dho utale kutia ochimacho mwene ochazira peni oyali netapo pimbyo ombyo apo byangashinda nditara mo muiwete ngange yakwingina yako ngambinda ndipo pieshi nenyama no chonocho mbio kanyomena chikombi ndi ipo byanale yazapo nuwe ngani iporoporo ikwaishe mbya tuli kuninge nimbyo shinda indaro kuyapo application process mano ya tati neae shachiane ko programa njino yo marandithiro nayo yina yetu apo itegero romwa yapo mbi ununo kara unane ukara unache unane ukara unane itegero romwa mbi etapo ngashine tati ombi tati uno kara ne uno company ya register charo to ya register ne ko bipa tokaranga unano ngongwa hokorolyo yenga to twangongwa hokorolyo yelyo company yoye kuti hairongo chike tokaranga una machipumbiwa unanga no mbapiranja yokupitika opovuro kutumira ngomwa yekonje ya nangwe tokaranga una kuti ondinamo chirio chitoporo mo company muno nge mulimo munji ya ngwe tokaliwa uchiko kuti ongwerano chiko kuti ongwe kefasa hawo kefasa ngwe itafaturira mumsati nangora anu shaya faturiro mapuko yenga turando ati kefasa pamamia kwa faturira pona hacho nangwe chonga torandura kuti
meserima mushavi wati okampani oyo yenji nde paife katukuete ngwe wati aye mbero yo yiri movenduka kwapumbo kupopya kuti yiri movenduka peni tuvite nikona ya nemba pira nembia hatuti ne unanonza ponja hayurike kuti aye uliko ngana ake mbere wadhao ne huya do dhiemo mochirongo konamra topo anonza ponja hakuti good standing certificate anenjia kuti aye kuna kwenjo ya ngwe tokaranga uniche na tango mbapira nja ipopi macha pombiwa kuti ya ngwe omulongi nengo muganji nochone ngenja ipopi kuti aye ngwe omnyangadhali hoeta puinima opaungomba nengo honingi inima ili nonkaro guli nyini chara kuti adhono ini mambiwa itegerwa mwa wapumba ukara una opone shane uipo ana ishe mbiono ne wawigwanitha po ngwe toka po ane onzapo ne njia ne oyatu popine yo trade yo maranditho ne ko akuti ngagi ichali ngeno mochi wambongo tota toranditha nga mochirongo jam kweni nde umwatsa kumwe kete madhiranditho mwambi toranditha mbiono kuti adhiti nyini wedhigwanitha po ngwe ochaira kuti itofutune ishoshera ya ayikuthiminike chinene nenge kapona ni ishoshera chaira kuti atwirandi omarandithuke kamanguruka tuvide niko opwane onzapo njo yone tapo pinjo haye konima yasho kwetu pandurike yotati shaatwe mpumbweni werero ko uli kwatura pongo dhi opo yiri maka chochaira kuti shaatwa pumbweni werere wagwedwapo atwe amone ni ngakongo dhi thank you.
Thank you very much to our translator. Our final presenter is Dade Penias Shenjala from the Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy. Keep it snappy for 5 minutes.
Honorable Minister, good morning. I stand on the protocol already established, and I also wanted to apologize for entering the hall after my seniors are already seated. There is the you hear me? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was just saying that I apologized because I have entered the hall late after my seniors are already seated. Otherwise, I am ready to do the presentation. I am given 5 minutes. I have to rush. Oh, thank you. I negotiated successfully. Yes, I am from the Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy, and I'm going to talk about some programs that we implement in supporting industrialization and also SME development. In this context, we align our presentation to the effort that is undertaken by the Ministry of International Relations and Trade regarding the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. I wanted us to put all the presentation that we have seen here in this context. In terms of my presentation, I'm going to do a little of introduction, then I will discuss the issues of the policies that we implement, mainly the industrial policy and also the SME policy, and I go quickly to our programs. Under industrial policy, we have got quite a few programs. The first one is sites and premises. Sites and premises is a program under which we do or we build industrial parks and all other industrial infrastructures. For example, if you go to Okasamani border crossing, you will find some warehouses that are erected there to support cross-border trade. It's related to Chicago. And we also build factories, shelves, to make sure that anyone who have capacity to operate that factory on a private sector basis, he can also do so. We also are in the process of establishing special economic zones policy. The policy is completed. We are now working on the bill, and this bill will be providing benefits for investors and also benefits for us as a country. I will go into that detail later. Another program we have is the Industrial Upgrading and Modernization Program. This is a grand program for big manufacturing entities. It supports with grants in terms of technology, in terms of also infrastructure development, and all other elements related to improvement of that particular entity to achieve industrial efficiency. In the area of MSMEs, we have got MSME policy and the programs, and under which we also have the Namibia informal economy startups and the entrepreneurship development policy as a segment under that particular policy. I think that one I explained already. I have to rush because of the time restrictions. Yeah, this is what I explained about special economic zones. That the special economic zones is targeting attracting investments, both foreign and also local investments to the economy. We are looking for decent employment creation, skills transfer, local content, linkages, and also environmental protection issues. On the other hand, we are providing these investors with corporate tax. It is gazetted around 20%, and we are busy trying to negotiate custom duties, VAT exemptions, and accelerated depreciation, and giving industry support. These are services that we are aiming to provide to investors under this regime. Yeah, the presentation will be available. I'm just trying to move so I can meet the time target. Yeah, on SME support programs, we are talking about equipment aid scheme. This is a grant program. I think most of us are aware of this. We provide the grants by purchasing production equipment for SMEs. Gemstone cutting and polishing training program. This is conducted at the Caribbean. We have got a training center there, and we train women and the youth to acquire skills in terms of gemstone cutting and polishing. Some of them, they set up their own businesses, and some of them, they are also taken up in the diamond cutting and polishing industries. Value chain development is one of the elements we have. Impretech program is a program that is an entrepreneurship. Under this, we train quite a range, a large number of SMEs in different specific areas of doing business, in bookkeeping, accounting issues, registration issues, management issues, and so on. Stakeholder engagement. We have got regional offices here in every region. Even in Otap, we have one. And this office is responsible of supporting development and SME development in the country. In the region, we participate in RDCC activities. Most of the time, we find our officials are members to those committees. And also, we provide services that are not provided by the entities that is supposed to provide them because they are not present in the region. I'm speaking about BIPA, for example. If you want to do your business registration, you don't need to go to Windhoek because BIPA is not here. You go to our office in here, and then the regional officers are capacitated to assist you, register your business through them at the office. We also do other activities through the office, like business registration, import-export permits. They are also issued here. Manufacturing status certificate, etc., which is important for tendering purposes. I'm trying to move. I think I'm still within the time. Yeah. Yes, I'm concluding because I'm trying to be fast to meet the time target. Yes, in conclusion, maybe I will just state that, yes, these programs aiming for industrialization and SME development, they are expensive. And funding is one of the limitations we have at the directorate and also within the ministry. We are busy trying to move and trying to talk a lot and see if we are able to get more funding to support more in an impactful manner. We are also focusing in supporting the development in terms of industrialization and the SME development by deepening coordination with the other ministries, with the other entities, and this meeting is also part of that coordination that we work together with the other ministries and entities to enforce what we do within the framework of partnerships and integrated support. After having said that, I thank you, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tadesh Nyala. We will invite our translator to summarize in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Tadesh Nyala ne, Tadesh Nyala kwetu tondo kitha pone ma. Ya Tadesh Nyala kwa kanjanga no ombiri. Tati ngokwe ane arata. Nditara kutia inarata nga ne mutu araterera kotherera mutu chimbo chikwao chironga nga. Ya chocha tamburi wako nga mese ilima msimani kwa weto kwa komwana kumchokwa tiae Tadesh Nyala ndauvako no tima yanga ishe tetupenga ne chetu apoche shono kuzane ko ministry yetu njo inacha no ne industry ikwamina nocho ikwangondo ya andi tara kutiani no mesomia ondatu nalimwe otaka pukurura pomono ina tutare ni pwe ino mia ondatu nalimwe kalisho mirongo mbali ya tetupenga mote trombwene kutiae emsindara ndudi viriko shio ministry yao injo yo irirepo enmajono ina inimbumbyo iriali munane mo muna umsindara ndungono tapo pingono wo muma uviga inolongo nagahamano mapuna akutaliwa omashara ne programa puna shia oveta njia hatuithana ne atuti oveta yo maranditho ukonje chirongo kutara ono nokutara kutia inima yetu toitura mono mkaro gulingi ninjoka ayi shulire ne mu December maoviga ino miomba ina nano oku inyengitha inima yetu yo paungo mambia to etapo ne programa ndidho kuitura mu unio china kapaife tukara tu anjini mai nongushu taimonika irinawa inima inacha no neveta no kweta po eveta na chikesha turu kurongitho kweta po eveta dinacha nini mai inacha no maliko ochirongo chetu yona atarwa nesi ko mombura njino tuli atutara nirongo yokuningini no o Continental yetu ya Afrika huno atiosadaka kutemsindara ndudayo hachi apa marandithiro iringini no programa ne icho waonjita popyo njono ne inacha kutia economy ne tamekopo no maranditho no kweta po emsindara ndudono de apo okuza maoviga ino miomba ina gane ya no yetu yenge shefa de hona odiringini ondono diriko shochi para nyore hono nditara utopona typing kera kandi chine kutia pa ifengo mo maoviga ino miomba ina yimwe ne mo maoviga ino longo na nano ashiko nditara kutia pukere kwa ngahono ocho diringa ya opwatondo ke ende poere enderera meano okwenda po enderera shashi inima kairiko kule ni kwao shicha hutwazeni ne presentation na ne faromo ne shukwari shendito apoeni konsimane kwa meselima limuike ngashike hapo yatati ochimochi kwatike ngae ondino china kuwanithwa chokutara no konje ochirongo kutio marandithiro atuganinge ningini o ministry njino oyina chano meni chochone kutia opwatondo ketati makandi ande endererepo ma ite endererepo shashi ngeno inaposimana o shashi kutia inimo injo ige mbito apopie ni narepetameko tatsikireko ne tatura kuike proharama imbine vilimo kutia o ministry yipya kivira sikopa ifo kuganja ikwatheromwa kana ngeshefa yetu achona
okuganja ikwathelo mwayo okuteta kutia umamanyanga tuna mu Namibia muno kugateta nokugangushupalekana kugapolishira chito otoga weweshana agamonikana agaganja ongushu njono inima inacha no paungomba ano emsindara ndudidi no kukala dhilipo mo una chinacha no mangeshefero gana ngeshefa yetu achona namba opokati ne msindara ndudi datura pano programa nditu na dinacha no marandithiro no makwatathano kukwatathana okupathana no mowerere okuzirira nengashi mentumba detu ndi hatu popi uteo the regional development coordinating committee hatu ipathano mowerere ayo opuno chimaliwa chontumba shino lombweni ni anangeshefa mbano kutia na ningo maindiro nochonocho ochaira kutia ini matapo bimyono okuikwatathana okuipa ngondo ano dini mainacha kutia okweta pongini engeshefa detu opodikare da registrwa tudina da recordingwa omukaro gulingini omtovuru okutumi makonje ochirongo ne okukuthini makonje ochirongo ne peremeta dono todimono nunkaro gulingini ne mukaro dokumone nzapo kutia onzapo yorudiro chini macho numba shawara uchininge tovuru kuyimona nunkaro gulingini oyini maitapo pima tati ne ni madishembino oya ningwike okuhondo pareka seni onga anangeshefa achona nenga anangeshefa opokati opotuvuro ni okuyambulapo setu ikwateni kumwe setuvuro kweteni poshi atuvuru kweta nenga atuvuru kutuma konje ochirongo shashisha atotumu konje ochirongo otweta imaliwa mo chirongo mara sha tokutha konje ochirongo ochinjo cho tokutha konje ochirongo ochaira kuti ototumo chimaliwa ochinji konje ochirongo na itokoko mbara chivulithe ngashi ho ongwe totumu irongo mwawo ye yakweno yaye kuranda ngwe tothigarapo no chimaliwa ochaira kutia komukaro ngono ochaira kutia otwihondo pareke ngwe mwene no chirongo joye ya na mono po kwatura mongane kutia ikwachike mbia kwatherwa and so forth yoteane keshuliro tati ne hae shitu no kukatwa tareni ocho shino kutia ochapumbiwa lera omarunzo chinene gimaliwa ni nyangadharo inji yapumbiwa mo Namibia opotuvule okuhondo parekeni omaliko getu ni ipunguro mwa yetu okuzirira minima yetu mbi haturongo mo chirongo nemito do makwathero ginyangadharo mbi hatuvulu kuninga okuyiganja kuya kwetu se atu kwatakanitheni nana emsindarandu no malarakano ginima yetu mbi tuneni twara nenge programa di tuneni twaro kutura mironga oyini mambiono ya pumbi okuningwa nuna to ininge no chaira kutia otukeni komesho. Thank you nene.
Thank you very much to our translator. Our last speaker is Honorable Matthews Gabriel, who will give a vote of thanks on behalf of Omusati region. Please give him an applause.
Thank you very much, Director of the Ceremonies. I will be doing it also in both languages, English and the Chikwambi. I have to start off by introducing myself that I am still Mateus Gabriel in Afrikaans, and in English I am Matthew Gabriel. I have also one of Ochipagani, Mateu Gangapi, in Rukwangari, and Mateu Zangapi. Thank you very much, the Director of the Ceremonies, Honorable Ambassador Selma Ashparam Savi, Minister of International Relations and Trade, Honorable Emmanuel Shishiweni Shikongo, Governor of Omusati Region, Honorable Regional Councillors in attendance, Honorable Mateus Enjara, Deputy Mayor of Outapi Town, and other mayors in attendance, local authorities and all regional officials in attendance, businessmen and women, ladies and gentlemen. I am truly humbled to present the vote of thanks at this magnificent occasion of the ministerial business engagement in our region. In my view, this engagement came at the right time to respond to some of the pertinent issues affecting our society. We approve the significant role that is being played by the private business sector. Number one, in the employment creation of our youth and also on local economic development. However, as we follow to the discussions and the presentations made, our businesses or business communities are faced with numerous challenges affecting the operation of the businesses. I take cognizance that most of these challenges have been highlighted by the speakers. But I would like also to emphasize a few, including limited access to basic services such as electricity. So we have been talking of industries, industrializing. You cannot have industry where you don't have power, electricity. That is one of the challenges that we are faced with as businessmen and women. And the second one is roads, road network. For you to get to the other side of the village, for you to do your business better, road is one of the issues that we need to have infrastructure. Information, without information, one cannot go anywhere. Market facilities, as it was also highlighted here, as we also have been speaking of opportunities that we can exploit in the Omusati region, like Omguru Wambashe is one of a tourist opportunity that one can exploit. Da kuturwanga nando kaskora hekeli koko VTC nenge also to have and dahe diriko atareri potaningi nga hako therepo and so forth. That is one of the things that we need to have as business men and women. Market facilities, which we believe has negative bearing on business activities. Without it, one cannot go ahead. So the other associated challenges are limited opportunities for adding values. And I know from the discussion that we will be having through question and answer, so much will be cleared for us to be clarified of what is needed for us to go ahead as businessmen, successful businessmen and women. As the say goes, information is power. So without this kind of engagements, Honorable Minister Ambassador Musavi, I can confidently say you have attended to some of the issues that are affecting our businessmen and women. Their activities will be now easy for them to trade better in our region and also outside the border of this country. The other thing that we need as well to highlight is the regional authority, if from the presenters who were here, if they can find any opportunity for us to acquire our earth-moving equipments, those are the things that we want also to discuss during the question and answer. So for us to have more earth dams, we only need earth-moving equipments for the region to run its earth dams on our own. So this is one of it. Therefore, allow me to extend our profound gratitude and appreciation to you, Honorable Ambassador Selma Ashipala Musavi, and your entourage for giving us this platform to exercise our right to the right people, the government of the Republic. I trust this engagement is one of more future ones, as it was highlighted that you still have to come back to give feedback to us, and we are of the hope that when you say it, you mean it. So this is what we know from you. So we will be expecting you to come back to us so that we can share more with you. I trust this encouragement is one of it. Hence, we will continue relying on you for us to do our business, and without you, we can't do it better. We will rely on you. And in so doing, to continue giving hopes to our inhabitants that we are here to care for them. Furthermore, I would like to extend appreciation to Honorable Emmanuel Shishiveni Shikongo, our regional and able governor of the Omusati, for the continual leadership and governance. So thank you very much for you to invite us, for us to come and share what we want to share with our Honorable Minister, and be there always for us. We thank you for doing so. Our regional and local authority leadership, thank you for your attendance and your participation. Your leadership is highly appreciated and recognized. To our businessmen and women, your coming is very encouraging for you to be in this type of meetings. It will enable you to fulfill your objective today and in the future engagement that we may be having in this hall of ours. Thank you for coming, and I would like also to urge you to maintain the same understanding and honoring this dialogue engagements, as this is the only best way for us to share information so that we can forge ahead as Namibia. As I am concluding, allow me to express our sincere gratitude once more to this opportunity of engagement, and at the same time to pledge our continual commitment of Omusati Regional Council on coordinating the developmental initiatives in our region. We love you, Honorable Minister, and keep on coming to us, and I thank you. The Oshuambo version will come after. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Matthews Gabriel. Let us give him one more applause. We are coming to the formal end of the formal session with NBC, and that is that we must rise now for the AU and national anthem.
and unity. O sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the sky, let us make Africa the tree of life. Namibia, land of the brave freedom fight, we have won. Glory to their bravery, whose blood waters our freedom. We give our love and loyalty, together in unity. Contrasting beautiful Namibia, Namibia, our country, beloved land of savannas, hold high the banner of liberty. Namibia, our country, Namibia, motherland, we love thee.
A break from NBC. As NBC will return to normal programming. Colleagues, can you bring a